waiting for. Please welcome the Pell Bros Podcast.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's your favorite Pell Bros. It's your favorite Australian fans of all time. Me, Ryan, and my good friend.
Yo, James here, what up?
I'm gonna RMK, like, as in we keep recording. Like, don't press stop. But I'm gonna actually do a different intro. I didn't like that one.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys. I was trying to do like Dr. Nick. You know, like, hey everybody, hey Dr. Nick.
Yeah.
You know that?
You sounded more like a pansy, mate.
Yeah, I know. That's what I realized. Like, fuck,
Dr.
yeah,
Nick just
yeah.
sounds like he's got like an Asian accent, that's all.
Yeah.
Or
All
like
right, no, okay. You know what? Let's just keep it. Like, I'm just gonna keep this right. Like, this is the intro. All right, fuck it. Hey everybody, it's your favorite Australian Pell Bros of all time. Me, number one, Ryan, and featuring the co-host Chicka Chicka.
Yo, James here, what's up?
I mean, yeah, I should just stick to what I know. That Chicka Chicka shit, right? I'm trying to like experiment.
Wait,
But
is this still the intro?
Yeah. This is the intro. Like, I can't be fucked. Like, this is like keep going like that. I was gonna say though, what's it called? But the only thing I wanted to say though, James, right? Because this is like what, episode 18, right? But I wanted to say, is this like, do you get the reference I was talking about, like the Dr. Nick from Simpsons, right?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I was just checking because, you know, especially for our listeners tuning in, they may not have been blessed with actually good Simpsons, you know, maybe like the new shit that they're playing on the streets right now, right?
But I only understood it after you said that's what you were going for. Because I couldn't
yeah.
tell originally, because you sounded a bit weak, mate.
Yeah. I mean, there's no need to like rub salt in the wound, but I'll cop it. It was a poor attempt. Anyways, guys, like we said, I think it's episode number 18, right?
Yeah, episode 18 of the podcast.
Memories on point.
Yeah, outside of that, you know where to find us. YouTube, Pell Bros, Instagram at Pell Bros.
Holla at your boy.
But yeah, this episode we're gonna go through a bit of a trip down memory lane of the past season, going through our favorite moments and maybe some plays of the 2019-2020 NBA coronavirus season.
Oi, man, you're making it all scary how you said it like that. Wait, why are you trying to influence our viewers in a specific way? What, are you trying to brainwash them? What are you trying to do, mate?
Nah, bro, just trying to keep them listening. But yeah, hopefully you're still stuck around. Gonna go through some plays, hopefully there's some that you guys know as well, and anything we might have missed, feel free to let us know, or let us know if you agree or disagree with our plays. But Ryan, you want to kick it off? I just want to preface that this isn't in. We're gonna try and make it as chronological as possible. But they might not be completely accurate.
Yeah, there's that, and also the last preface I want to say is like this was supposed to originally be like a top 10 favorite moments video, but we just thought of all this fucking random shit. It was like, oh shit, I guess it's just top favorite moments, I guess, right?
There's gonna be no particular order. Just flying off as many of our favorite moments of the season.
Right. So let's dive right into it. All right, the first one I want to talk about how obviously this is technically the season, right? Because this is like how we started the season. Obviously, us getting the number one pick in Zion Williams, right? The draft lottery and the events that took place after. What do you reckon about that, James? Quite a good moment, right? I remember we were messaging each other. I was overseas and we were still contacting each other as loved ones do.
Yeah. I think the percentage of the Pelicans getting the pick was super low. I don't remember exactly what was it, either 8% or 13%, something like that.
New York Knicks was supposed to get that shit.
Yeah.
All those like photoshopped images, like Kyrie Irving, Booker. Oh, all right. Okay, sorry.
So us getting it was like essentially a steal. I don't think anybody anticipated it.
Yeah, we were like, what the hell?
Bookies would have been cheering, but just even seeing the video footage of the reaction from both David Griffin and Alvin Gentry, definitely a number one, like probably one of the best moments of this season, getting that number one pick.
Yeah, man, that was that. I reckon, so can you blame us, right? That was a good moment, right? So if you reckon that was a good moment, stick around. Would you do us like the favor of sticking around for another minute or two for the next moment, as my friend James here introduces it?
Yeah, so we're gonna jump into some preseason action. Firing off here, one of our favorite kind of moments of seeing the players, have shown some personality is definitely the moments where they had a bit of a karaoke session. So. I think there were a few of them. I know Noor had a big one, as well as Melly, and they were caught on camera singing in one of the first practice sessions that the Pelicans made open to fans. And they got to see some of the guys show some personality. I think Noor sung 1,000 miles, was it?
Yeah, don't say you think, bro. You know, all right? Don't pretend
Yeah,
you weren't
yeah,
there.
yeah, I
we were,
know,
we
yeah.
were singing along. Yo, I seen you. We've done some karaoke sessions, bro. Don't pretend that's not in the rotation. Don't even pretend, bro.
Oh, it's been a while. We should
Yeah, all right, yeah. True that.
take that
Keep
offline.
going. Yeah, keep going.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. Definitely one of our favorite moments. Seeing them bust out the lyrics in the karaoke session.
Yeah, but we specifically got to give like the love, like the the MVP, like the man of the year, the man of the like that karaoke session definitely went to Nickeil Alexander-Walker with his captivating performance. Like he was the only one that was like fully into it and shit. Like Zion and Jackson Hayes, they're on the phone like looking at the lyrics and like they were shy, but
Yeah,
with Noah, it was kind of like he's ready for the kind of that spotlight, if that makes sense, right? So that's like it was like a good kind of a way to start your season, I guess, right? In your rooks, I guess, right?
for sure. Definitely a lot of confidence.
Yeah, so I'll jump in for this one because this one I just thought of just before we started recording. So this is amazing. This is still in the preseason time, or I guess preseason or summer league. All right, don't like kill me if I got it wrong, but it's one of them, right? Anyways, this is the time when we actually played New York Knicks. Just speaking of the devil, right? And I think there were like what's it called? Like Kevin Knox had just quote unquote secured a rebound, right? And then Zion was like, "Nah," and he fucking rips it apart from Kevin Knox. You could see the poor boy's soul leave him as he, is belt down to the ground, right? And then Zion freaking dunks it, and yeah, that's easy money. So I reckon that's a freaking crazy moment because obviously this is even before the season has started. I'm like, shit, bro, we've got Zion. Like I'm starting to realize that like it ain't no joke. It ain't no joke.
Yeah, definitely. One of the first plays we saw out of Zion, and just goes to show how strong he is. If you don't know what play we're talking about, don't even YouTube it. Go down into our Instagram.
Yo, famous.
Go as far as possible towards the start of our our first few posts, and you'll find it. Definitely a great play. So I'll kick it off to the next one, and this kind of wraps up, I guess, most of the preseason action.
Yeah.
But that's just the Pelicans being the preseason / summer league champions. So probably our first and only championship. Going 5-0 in those games, and these are games that, let's be frank, don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But throughout these games we saw a lot of good action. We're giving the new rookies a lot of time, so Zion, Jackson, Nickeil, Frank Jackson, a lot of those young guys, a lot of minutes, and we got to see some great action out of them and some great chemistry. And they just showed up. They played better than other teams, but unfortunately we won't be able to replicate that much that season. But we'll go into that later. Any thoughts on this one? Sorry, Ryan.
Hey, settle down, man. Don't worry. But what's it called? So 5-0 games. Yeah, like the only kind of thing I want to add to that is the entire not Zion, but actually Zion. So how Zion he actually got injured during that preseason, right? Like in the Spurs game. So that is kind of a moment because that's the thing. We were full G'd up. We were like, yes, it's gonna be hectic. But that's the thing. Zion didn't come play for us until like maybe 3 quarters into the season. So that's just how I want to top that off. But yeah, man, going to the next one. This was a bit later down the season. I think that was that entire obviously All Stars. They have like that. It's called NBA World. Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like how they had all the rookies come, or like the Rising Stars. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah, Rising Stars.
And what's it called? They didn't pick like Jackson Hayes, who's a rookie too in our team. If you guys didn't realize, and he recorded like a video on his Instagram story, full being like, "Yo, Adam Silver can suck my dick." and basically it got around. I don't know. I think he got fined maybe or some shit. But obviously the video got deleted. But we had the Pell Bros. We got that shit locked down. We got that sorted. Don't worry about that.
It was too late, bro. Every basketball page saved that shit already. So even I think we've got a copy somewhere.
Yeah.
So definitely Jackson Hayes showing who's boss. He definitely should have been picked. He's I believe Team USA, and they didn't have a big center or big forward lineup. So he definitely deserved it, and just
Wait, and that's the thing. Like, I want to say, man. Like, that's the thing. Like, this is a good moment. Like, as in, because every other kind of place apart from the Pell Bros, if you're going like, ESPN Hot 10 Moments of Pelicans, they're never going to play this, right? But the thing is, because they're trying to like, oh, this didn't happen, right? Like, even Jackson Hayes, like, oh, this didn't happen. But yo, son, this is something to be proud of. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, this is an achievement. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, this is his defining moment for us.
Yeah. As in, it's like
skip the dunks, skip the alley oops. This is it.
it is a good thing. Like, you know, we're not making fun of Jackson Hayes. We're saying like, mate, you're a real one. Like, you know, like it's good. It's good. That's the kind of shit we like to see, right? At the Pell Bros.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I'll jump into the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is a bit of a kind of funny moment / yeah, one of the favorite moments. Just kind of goes to show our coaching woes of the past few seasons. But this is a little clip that got around, to, you know, different Pelicans fans. But someone had recorded it was basically a timeout, and the team was huddling. Gentry was, you know, writing off some plays on his little whiteboard, telling the team what the next play was off the timeout, and it just panned to JJ's face with this kind of befuddled, confused, kind of what the fuck look.
Yeah.
He had no idea what was going on. He was so confused about what the play was. He was probably expecting the ball going to him. I'm pretty sure this was a play that we were running to try and get back into the game, or at least get the lead. And the funny part about this is that I've watched this a few times now, but the more and more I watch it, the more you see little moments from the rest of the guys. So not only is JJ like, what the fuck, but he looks over to Zoe to kind of like validate. Zoe looks up to him and is kind of like, shrugs his shoulder like, I don't know. In the background.
Yeah, he's like, I don't fucking know either.
Yeah, exactly. And then on the recent watch that I saw it, I actually looked in the background. You see Derek Favors as well. He's just shaking his head. He's like, what?
I didn't realize. I didn't notice that part. Oh wow.
Yeah, so definitely watch it a few times and just gauge everyone's reaction. You know, JJ, Zoe, D Favors. I think BI is also in that. But yeah, everyone kind of reacts in this what the fuck moment.
Yeah.
And it just sums up Gentry's past 5 years at the Pelicans and all his timeout plays.
Oh, but we don't want to spoil anything just yet. We're not there just yet. Because after that, I think we're not too sure when that happened exactly, but around this time, it's around All-Star season. It's around All-Star season. So obviously, Brandon Ingram got selected for All-Star, right? And he actually played, 4 minutes, got 2 points or something like that, right? But hey, a debut was a debut, my G. And he looked freaking, I'm not going to lie, it's pretty sick when he got introduced. He's wearing like the All-Star tracksuits and he's like, yeah, what's up, my boy, right? Like I've seen like plenty of those because you know how it's quite weird, but like on Instagram, Brandon Ingram specifically out of the Pelicans players has like a lot of like fangirl accounts. Like it's actually girls that has his account, or like have like fan pages of him and shit. So yeah, I've kind of seen a bit too much of Brandon Ingram, if that makes sense. That I feel comfortable.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, definitely well deserved All-Star selection, averaging something like 24 points per game. You know, improved his assists, his rebounding, his 3-point shooting improved immensely as well. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a massive season to get that All-Star selection.
Yeah, so going after that kind of All-Star break, then what started to happen was pretty much Lonzo, right? Remember Lonzo had that crazy streak, like maybe a stretch of like 5 games he had like 20 plus points or something like that?
Yeah, so this is definitely a shout out to Lonzo. He had a few stretches, but I think the one you're referring to is towards the end of the year, so around New Year's time.
Yeah.
So just the end of December, but he went on a massive stretch. I think it was, like you said, over 20 points a game. His 3-point shooting, his 3-point shooting was over 40% during that stretch. And he was just going off. He was doing it all, trying to will us the victory. And the other stretch that I'll give a quick shout out is there was a stretch, I think around March, but unfortunately we lost a bunch of games. But Zoe was putting up, I think, 24 points over a stretch of about 3 or 4 games in that week. But this was unfortunately a week where we dropped some silly games to like Minnesota and all these other teams.
Don't bring that. Why do we always got to bring up that?
Yeah, I think this was a suicide week for us.
Yeah.
So shout out to that previous episode that we did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. So there's that. I guess after that happened, I think we're not too sure when this happened exactly, but E'Twaun Moore, someone who doesn't get too much love here at the Pell Bros. I mean, in general. Let's before I quickly get into E'Twaun Moore. I mean, we still got a bit of screen time or airtime. I want to say E'Twaun Moore. He's been with us for like a while, right? He was like one of the starting guys in that playoff season that we swept, right?
Yeah, he started for a bunch of
yeah. So we're gonna put some respect on the name of E'Twaun Moore, but he's just been on the bench because we had the rookies. You got to give them time to develop, and basically, although he was given all that time, you know, think of like a Heat situation how Dragic kind of took a step aside for Kendrick Nunn to kind of develop his game, right? So it's almost like that, but obviously not as good, but you know, still. Anyways, E'Twaun Moore, he was kind of doing that shit, but then one time after not playing for a bunch of times, they checked him on. And he balled out. I can't remember. Maybe he had like 20 plus points or some shit, but he freaking balled out. he was like the MVP of the game for us, right? And they had like a little kind of like post game interview with him, and then pretty much he was like, "Yo, yeah, like this is what I like," because they call him like Uncle E, right? Like the youngins, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's what I tell them and shit. Like, you gotta just like stay ready, always stay ready and shit." So I reckon that's like a pretty like, oh shit, like badass moment by Etwan Moore. But obviously he couldn't give us those stay ready moments like every single fucking time. But yo, Etwan Moore was a pretty solid piece for us like this season. What do you reckon?
Yeah, massive shout out to Etwan. Going off the back of this, there was a podcast that JJ and Zion did together. And one of the questions JJ had for Zion was like, who you've been impressed by throughout the whole team, right? Who's that one player that, doesn't get enough love on the team and, deserves some respect. And Zion just came out and said, Etwan Moore, this man is just constantly trains hard. He, like you said, he stays ready. And he's got that mentality of just, being a killer. If he gets put on, he's going to try and score buckets. So, yeah, he's got a few nicknames, like you said, Uncle E, Walking Bucket.
Shout out.
Massive shout out to Etwan Moore. And then I'll quickly jump into the next one. I think this one probably happened earlier, maybe pre All-Star, not 100% sure, but this is just Josh Hart getting up to his ways, failing to get the high fives off his teammates. There was a few this season, one notable one from Zion that ended up being a coronavirus meme down the stretch. And then there was actually another good moment that I'll add on to this was him just mocking, James Harden. I don't know if you remember seeing it.
I remember that one. Yeah.
James Harden doing that thing where he's frustrated through the ball.
That's good you remember that, bro, because that was like a good moment. That did happen this season. That's true. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Josh Hart James Harden being a bit of a goose and just smashing the ball on the ground in frustration, but hitting him in the face. And then, Josh Hart just taking that and mocking it throughout the season. Just funny guy, great personality, and hopefully we have him on the team for the future.
Yeah, and then we get to the later part of the season. So basically, boom, boom, Zion's debut, the magical game in his return versus the Spurs, right? That was pretty fucking sick. Did you watch that game live too, right?
Yeah, I watched that game. I think I missed some of the periods of it.
Yeah.
But I definitely tuned in.
You see that fourth quarter, mate?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, because that was crazy for me. Like, man, I think I had some money on it. I don't think I won it. Oh, yeah, because I was hoping that we would actually beat the Spurs. We actually ended up losing. But despite that, mate, that fourth quarter was, that's like some heaven sent shit, bro. Like, I don't want to get all religious or like political here in Pell Bros and shit. I don't want to, people like, oh, bro, Jesus this, Jesus that, Muhammad, Adam and Eve. Like, bro, like, it's nothing about that, right? It ain't even about that. But I'm just trying to say, that shit was like supernatural. You know what I mean? Like, that shit was like that's not humane. You gotta try to say, like, that fourth quarter was something. Like, for a debut too, like, just like your first ever fucking game too, that was fucked, right? And like, you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, there was something magical in that, if you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah. So I think my biggest takeaways from this game is that we were losing and trailing for most of the game.
Yeah.
If not the whole game. And we were looking like it was a pretty dire situation. Zion he started off a bit slow, but like you said, where he just exploded.
17 points in 5 minutes, I think it was, from memory.
Yeah, something like crazy like that. I think it was 4 threes in a row. Ooh. Where they literally just dribbled the ball up the court and they just gave it to him and he's like, yep, I'm going to shoot a three.
Easy money.
And Spurs were disrespecting his shot so hard.
Yeah.
And that kind of allowed it to happen. But yeah, I think what the word you said is perfect, magical, right? He just, even though we lost, if he went out and scored 2 points on 0-5, everyone would have just blasted him. Everyone would just shout on him.
Yeah.
Pelicans, you're a trash organization. They came out and just said, nah, fuck y'all. And just shot threes and hit them like he's Steph Curry. Magical moment for sure.
I was going to say, like, going off of that too, like the Zion debut, not only after that debut, but it kept on going. Like, it wasn't no joke, right? He had like a stretch of time. Like, he was dropping, like, averaging like 30 and 10 or some shit.
Yeah. I don't know the exact numbers, but he
maybe
definitely had some massive stretches.
He had like some 30-point games, right? I think he's maybe like one of the youngest rookie to break X amount of kind of record. He had like Jordan, LeBron, etc.
Yeah, he had a 35-point game against the Lakers, I remember. So smashed it. I think I don't think anyone anticipated him to be that good.
Yeah,
but he put up
he's a real deal, bro.
25 points a game, 6 rebounds a game in his first season. Awesome.
Yeah. Like, looking very forward to like Zion, how we like get the right pieces around him, right? Because we didn't get a proper chance to play with him this season as much. But yeah. Anyways, going off of that very quickly, we'll mention this. We won't get into this, but basically going off of the same trend before the earlier season, we went 5-0 again, or maybe 3 games. I can't remember what it was for the games just before we started the bubble games. Remember we had those like warm-up games, right? And basically we went undefeated there. And yeah, it was us versus Milwaukee. Milwaukee were the only other people that were undefeated, and we beat them. So we're the undefeated official champions of games that don't freaking matter. So that's just a brief kind of little moment. Just thought it was funny to add there. But I want you to jump into this, James. This the infamous JJ scene.
Yeah, so that preseason, going 3-0 in the bubble ties into this next one because unfortunately we just couldn't replicate that energy and that record in the bubble. So with 8 games in the bubble, and the funny part is this isn't even at the end of the bubble experience. Game 1, we unfortunately dropped to Utah. I won't even go into that. But this is game 2, and we were going up against the infamous chokers, the Los Angeles Clippers. And they they didn't hold back. So I just want to quickly shout out to one of the previous episodes we did where we were doing the predictions for the bubble games. We actually came across the Clippers and we were saying, it's unlikely, but there's a chance. And I think one of the things we said is, the Clippers don't need this win, right? They're not going to care as much as us.
Yeah.
And by God, they fucking cared.
Yeah, yeah.
Because they just ripped us a new one. And it was something like I think a almost 40 point lead in the third quarter. Man, it just hurts me thinking about it. And that led to this moment.
Yeah, exactly. Why it happened then?
This led to the JJ Redick infamous, I guess, or famous stare, the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah, that's just it.
The new meme, the basically the image of the Pelican season in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Him sitting on the sideline because he's got some back issues, so he doesn't sit on the bench.
Playoff streak gone.
Yeah, playoff streak gone. Probably at that point he's thinking, and just questioning every decision that he made going into this season. Why did I take the money? Why did I join New Orleans? Fuck Zion for breaking my streak. But yeah, just a tough moment to see for both fans and fans of JJ. Everyone knew that his streak was probably coming to an end, and it was just a sad time. Any thoughts, comments on this?
No, man, just that that said it all, bro. That the just looking at the eyes of JJ, that's you really you can really see in the soul, like this man is suffering here, bro. like let him be, bro. Let him be. Like he can leave us if he wants to in the off season, but I would love to have him again. So, but if he was to leave, by all means, you know what I mean. Like no man should have to suffer like that. You know what I'm trying to say on national TV too, bro.
Yeah, for sure. No bad blood if he does, get traded or whatever it is.
Yeah. But that's the bad news. Let's jump into some good news. So the good news is Brandon Ingram. He actually won Most Improved Player. So congratulations to Brandon Ingram. I don't know if it was official. I mean, we'll do a quick little round of applause, right? We can always afford a round of applause for Mr. BI. So he actually got his MIP. That's what's up, baby. But obviously, I think I saw his like celebration or whatever. It was all done over like Zoom or whatever, so it wasn't really that cool. We couldn't really get like a KD, you the real MVP kind of moment. Like you get what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah, it didn't get like a proper speech or
like,
his podium moment.
Yeah, like D-Rose crying, tearing up and shit like that. But no, bro, it's real good news for BI. He's a G. He was killing it, and I'm so happy to see him get MIP. We weren't too sure if he would get it because obviously there's a small market conspiracy in town. If you ain't realized, right? What's going on with Gail Benson again? 2 times people are coming for her life again, right? What's going on, right? Someone's up.
Yeah, they're all out to get us.
And if you guys don't know what, that's actually a moment that we should chuck in here right now. This is actually quite recent. Gail Benson actually got contracted with like positive with coronavirus, like I don't know, sometime during the bubble time or some shit, I think, or maybe before that. But she's a warrior, bro. She fucking tanked that. And then you know what just happened just like the other day? I'm not even shitting. I sent this over to James. She got her car robbed or something like that. Wait, was it a gunpoint? I don't know. But she actually got like GDA on her, right? This woman is a G. This woman, you know what I mean? I reckon that's the moment. If anything, the real MVP is not, bro. Fuck Zion, fuck Brandon Ingram, bro. Gail Benson, like she's the real fucking boss, bro. Especially TB, her Tom Benson, her husband had died before, and there's the Saints organization, and everyone's like, oh, why don't we sell? Well, they should just sell it back to Oklahoma. Oh no, not Oklahoma, to Seattle. Like relocate the team, And what's it called? The Empress, the Queen in charge, refuses to let down. That's what I like to see, right? I reckon that needs a special big G up of like a shout out for the moment of the season. What do you reckon about that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, props to her for beating coronavirus. I mean, she probably got the best medical care ever. And she's probably not crying over the one out of her 50 billion cars.
Yeah.
But yeah,
True.
shout out. She's definitely holding it down for us. So tons of respect.
Yeah. Big love to her. And to top it off, we're gonna do plays, but I reckon we can leave that for another time. If that's cool with you, James.
Yeah, that's fine.
because for time. How we'll top it off is a nice little cherry on top. We've actually made a video about it. Alvin Gentry fired. So if you guys want to watch that video, we actually go into more discussion about that. We give our last regards because I don't want to relive this moment again. You know, you guys should just you get what I'm trying to say, James. I've got a bit of PTSD still about that. If you guys want to actually listen to that, then watch the video. Look, we're playing it to you right now. You just have to click here. It's the easiest shit. Just watch the video if you're actually that interested. You want to know our full thoughts of that because we are trying to, keep the time going on. Oh, right. But if you're actually just listening to this on Spotify or something, you have to actually go to YouTube, go to Pell Bros, right? Which is very easy. And then type it. You'll be able to find it. Alvin Gentry, head coach review, I think it was. It's very easy. It's a nice little kind of, our little send off of, to Mr. Gentry, right?
Yeah, definitely, I guess you could say good news or one of our favorite top best, whatever it is, moments.
Yeah.
Seeing the man who was at the helm for a couple of years, finally finish up in his time here. But yeah, that's pretty much all our favorite moments of this season.
Yeah.
If there's any that you thought that we missed, feel free to let us know. DM us on Insta, whatever it is, email us podcast@gmail.com. Or if you agree, these are quite a subjective, but I think we picked a good mix of moments. So we had a few plays in there, a few moments from the players.
True.
Yeah, but definitely let us know what you think. If you like this type of content, definitely let us know. Follow us on whatever platform you're listening to. Subscribe to us on YouTube. You definitely support the channel. We're definitely growing on YouTube heaps.
Yo, that's what I like to hear, son.
Yeah. So definitely subscribe. Just join us.
I was gonna say, so shout out to you guys though for listening. And if you guys actually are listening to the end of this entire thing, shout out to yo ass. Because we shout out to everyone else, but shout out to yo specific ass. I just want to say that.
Yeah, 100%. Thanks for listening and following us. We know who the loyal followers are. So,
we're keeping tabs.
We're
keeping tabs. And don't be pretending like what I said last episode about that Pell Bros house party ain't happening, son. We remember. All right, we remember. Let's just keep it at that.
All right, yeah, that's pretty much it. That wraps it up. Thanks for listening. We out.
Yep. Laters, everybody.